everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So it is New Year's Eve, and I'm going to unload a couple of auction finds that I picked up. There was an online auction. It was a craft auction, and they had an item on there that really interested me. They had it advertised as a tire shredder. Well, it's not actually a tire shredder. It's a 3-deck shaker screen. So I ended up buying it on the sale. I couldn't resist. I've always wanted a shaker screen. I've got a trommel. And I thought, you know, it'd be really cool to have a shaker screen. I always wanted one, so I went ahead and I done some bidding, and I ended up with it. So it needs a little work. It's not perfect, but they were actually using it to grade different sizes of rubber. So here it is on the trailer. I got to get it unloaded. So plan is it's fairly heavy. So what I'm going to do, my plan is I'm going to lift one end of it, and I'm going to gently pull it back because it is on 4 wheels. They're not in the best of shape. I'm going to gently pull it back, let it roll down the ramps, and then I'll set it down. Once I get it on the ground, then I can move it wherever I want. It's got like a wagon under it, but it's not, as you can see, it's just straight axles. It's not steerable. Window up here so you can see it. So it's still got chunks of ground rubber in it that I'm gonna have to get rid of. It is electric. It's set up with an electric motor right now, but let's get it off the trailer and we'll get a closer look at it. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna use the Honda 220. They loaded it with a John Deere integrated tool carrier. It was like a 524. So basically a payloader, and it's all it wanted to pick it up. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, let's just let gravity do its thing, and it should roll right off. We'll see what happens. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my bucket off. We've got the new work brow quick coupler installed on it. We haven't got the thumb put on yet. I'm going to be doing that here pretty soon. I needed to get a new lead for my wire welder because my old one was getting in pretty bad shape, and it kept shorting out at the MIG gun. So I got to order a new one. I've been going to do that. I just haven't done it yet. Been so busy with harvest. There we go. That little safety latch for some reason sticks a little bit in this work brow coupler. We're going to get a little straighter with the trailer here. Go ahead and shut that off so I don't have to listen to it ding. I want to get that thumb put on pretty soon. Probably lift from about right there. So I'll have to get some chains, and I'll have to finish getting it unchained so it don't roll off. I didn't want it to roll off the trailer on the way back here. I took some chains off up at the shop, but I left some on it. I had to go over kind of some hills and stuff, and that's all I need was it to roll right off the back of the trailer. That wouldn't be a good deal. Well, as a safety precaution, I went ahead and I doubled that chain, so I had plenty of chain to work with. There we go. That looks pretty good. Alright, I'm going to set the camera up outside so you can get the view of it coming off the trailer. Well, let's see what happens. Once we get that unloaded, then I have a 4-row A430 gleaner head that I have to unload that I thought might as well, if we're going, we'll make a load out of it. So went ahead and picked that head up pretty cheap. It's got some really good tin work and some other good parts on it, so never hurts to have a spare head around, or parts head. All right, let's get this off. It's off. It didn't come off exactly like I wanted it to, but it's off the trailer and it didn't harm the trailer, so that's a good thing. So actually it doesn't seem as heavy as when that loader picked it up. So I don't know, maybe his front tires were a little low or something like that, and it was really squatting his front tires. But it's off the trailer, so now the easy part. I'm just gonna drag it around here somewhere and, I don't know, put it somewhere until I have time to use it. So between having the sawmill and the trommel and the shaker screen, I'm going to be pretty independent on lumber and stone and sand around my place. So kind of fun things to play with and have. Just got to get them all set up eventually. That shaker screen, it'll probably be a while before I get it set up, but eventually it's a project that I'll have. So stay tuned on that. All right, time to go get Bobcat and get the corn head off. That's a simple thing to get off. Well, let's see how this goes. sit for a while. Just got under it with the Bobcat. The rear wheels, they roll pretty good. It's these front ones that the wheel bearings are junk in. And that's what happened when it came off the trailer. Is those wheels wouldn't turn and it just started sliding, and worked out good though with the ice and stuff on the trailer. Slid right down the rail, didn't even scratch a paint off the rail of the trailer, so it worked out real nice. Alright, I'm gonna find somewhere where I can leave this, tuck it in the woods maybe a little bit, until I've got time for this project. Well, I got everything unloaded. Do a quick walk around video of the shaker screen real quick. It's run with electric motor. This electric motor's junk. But basically, it's got these counterweights, and as they turn, they shake it. It sits on springs, and it rocks. Kind of works just like screens in a combine do, except this is tipped back instead of they're tipped back forward towards the front of the machine. But the idea of it tipped back is you dump your dirt up at the top with either, well, you can dump in with an excavator, or you would have a conveyor feeding it. And you can also put some spray bars up here and you can run water on it. But as it shakes, it'll shake off one side, one size, come down this chute to a conveyor, and then another size will come out this deck down a chute to another conveyor. And then also, you can have another size under here to come out. And then whatever falls out of this bottom deck would just be pretty much pure sand, if that's the way you had it set up for if you were doing gravel with it. Or you can leave all these screens out, just leave the top one, and you could screen topsoil. So there's a lot of options with this. Just got to get it set up and configured the way I want it. So here's the A430 gleaner head. Closer look at it. The reason I bought this is because I've got one already up on the sandhill by the 8, and now I have this one. So now I have enough tin work that is in really good shape that I can come over here to my other 6-row that I have. I can take all the tin work off of that one, same stuff, put it on this 6-row, which the tin work's really cracked up and welded up, and it's really rough, so it causes feeding issues, as you can see here. You see that? Looks like it was welded up with coat hangers. I can rebuild this head now, because between the two parts heads, I have plenty to redo this head. So I'm pretty excited about that. So now I'll have a head for the M3, and I'll have a head for the L2 on tracks, and I won't have to switch them back and forth. Also, another option I have now, I've been doing real good at auctions lately. I came up with a Bish head adapter, which Bish made head adapters for all kinds of different combines. That head adapter allows me to go from Gleaner L and M to John Deere. So now I could put a 6-row John Deere corn head on the M3 or the L2 on tracks. So it gives me an option. So if I come up with a nice 6-row John Deere corn head on an auction, I can purchase that and run it also. And actually, after having a John Deere corn head, I actually really like it. They're pretty easy to work on compared to these 1063s and 1083s. So other than the fluted rolls, they're not as aggressive as a knife roll on a IH head, but John Deere also has knife rolls in their newer heads. So next John Deere head I want to find a knife roll head. Fluted ones do real good. That's what's on the 8-row on the 9650, and they do real nice. But I feel like a knife roll is a little more aggressive, jerks that stalk through and chews it up a little better, and helps with trash management at the end of the season. So anyways, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Happy New Year. Let's see where the channel goes in this next year. So this will be what, my 4th year on YouTube doing it seriously. So it's been a great adventure. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and all the comments and all the things that all the nice comments that you've said over the time. I greatly appreciate it. If it wasn't for you viewers, I wouldn't have a channel. So Thank you for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. We'll see you next year. Let's put it that way.